I'll just give this for example, like two things, like
Magic juice.
well, no, I'll say three things. So, no Resident Evil characters that we know. First person and magic juice. I would probably still like it because it's like, okay, well they changed a few things, but it's fine. But like, it was just.
Do you think you would have liked it more if it was, let's just say?
But like, what's okay? I'll let you finish that.
Here's a question. Would you like it more if it was Leon in first person? If it was let's say 7, it wasn't Ethan, but Leon had somehow found out that Ada was trapped by a weird family and he had to go rescue her.
I don't know. I think I'd still have the same opinion because it'd be like, okay, you're still playing, you're Leon first person saving Ada, but then like everything else is still the same. So
Yeah, it's
like,
still the same game.
I'd be like,
let's just say everything's the same game, but switch out Mia for Ada and switch out,
I think I would still have the same opinion, honestly.
I mean, the only, like I said, the only reason why I like it is because I like the first person.
And I think
aspect.
that's the thing with like Resident Evil 8. So like with what I've seen of Resident Evil 8, why I'm liking 8 better than 7.
Because it has Leon,
is because
it has Chris in it.
Not just that. Not that they just the fact that they fixed Chris finally. Well, they didn't fix his voice, but the main thing was the appearance that was bugging everybody. And that's still it's still hinted that that's a clone or something.
They're still bugging.
That Chris might still be a clone or a hunk, but we don't know until the game comes out. But the reason why I'm like just by the trailers and whatnot of 8, why I'm liking it more than 7, is because it has that a lot of that Resident Evil feel back.
Even though it's werewolves.
Even though they have like, that's the thing that's kind of bugs me still. It's like, oh, they're still doing these like monsters and stuff, like werewolves, and witches, vampires and witches.
Vampires and witches.
And then there's that ghost creature that's following you too. So
they're going with the idea of what Resident Evil, the original Resident Evil 3
they're still going away from Resident Evil from what it was. It was just monsters, and it was like zombies, and then super mutated zombies, which ended up being hunters and lickers and tyrants. But they were all still.
So they're going with
zombies.
the idea that we're gonna make it like Resident Evil, like.
But then you see the executioner zombie from 5 there. It's like, wait, why is he there? Remember that in the trailer?
Maybe just give it a little extra, like.
They're calling them witch-like creatures, which. At that point, it's just like, yeah, they're witches. So like, it's like witches. I don't know. But like the reason is because like it's starting to have that, I don't know, it's starting to have the Resident Evil feel a little bit. And then there's the demon circles. I don't know. There's like in the trailer there's
demon circles.
There's like the like the spell circles and whatnot, which goes with witchcraft and
which is weird because the only.
So it's like, what are they gonna bring demons from hell and cause doom?
I was gonna say the reason why Resident.
I'm just hoping that with 8, they just bring like all the little things that made Resident Evil, like the humor, like even though it's supposed to have a serious, like, I mean they still.
Because Ethan's gonna have a serious.
You can still have that serious tone in Resident Evil 8 because they had other Resident Evil games with a serious tone until like here and there little comments, Jill sandwich.
Resident Evil,
because. You can still have jump scares and have the serious tone and have jokes.
Resident Evil 8's gonna have a serious tone because Ethan is going to be flipping out about
and they already
Chris killing me.
I already feel like they're not gonna joke around much because Ethan has a serious personality from 7.
I think
so. That's one thing. They're not gonna have.
I think it'll be very serious because Ethan's trying to kill Chris for killing him. You know what I mean?
It doesn't have cheesy humor.
It's gonna be like that. It's gonna be a very serious.
It seems like a mixture of Revelations 2, 4, and 7. The reason why I say Resident Evil, Revelations 2, because some of it reminds me of like Revelations 2, and it's kind of from bits and pieces.
Oh,
like,
because they're in the middle of
like some of the areas and whatnot.
Do you think they're gonna bring? Do you actually think they might bring the girl Wesker and the little kid Wesker in it?
And
Natalia?
I think I heard something saying that Resident Evil 8 was supposed to be part of 7, but like 7 was just made and then pushed out, and then that's probably why they want to just drop the 8 and just call it Village. Because if you think about it, it's just a continuation from 7.
Yeah.
And it's like the first time they've done that.
Actual continuation of the story, not years in the future.
Which is why I can kind of believe that, like, it could have, should have, would have been, and that probably would have made me like 7 better. Because one of the things is way too short. I mean, and then it just seemed like they're just capitalizing off of PT being scrapped. The first person, like, I got over that. I mean, I was fine with that first, but then it started bugging me because it's just like, wait, why didn't you just... Especially when I learned that it was because VR.
You know what I don't like about
it was because the VR, you know, and it was because they wanted to sell more PSVRs, which is the main reason why they made it first person. Otherwise, it would have been third person.
You know the reason I don't like the President is because when his sounds like almost like my Pikmin's about to die. Because when I was throwing them and I whistled, it sounded like my Pikmin would die.
Despite everything, like how like what I say and what I say about 7, how I come off, I don't hate 7. 7. I mean, I can see why people like 7, but there's just so many things that just make me like not enjoy 7, and why I can't give 7 like a good score in my own. And I've tried to explain it in the past, but like I haven't had my thoughts like completely there.
I'm gonna try to get all the treasures in this area as fast as I can.
And then I explained to you why I didn't like 3.
I might not be able to.
Because most people wanted to experience 3 and the Resident Evil 2 remake like thing where it's like you get to experience the old game in the new style of Resident Evil, like new graphics, new whatever. Where like blah blah blah. They cut the content, they just reused assets, too short, and they focused on Project Resistance over 3.
That's that right there, the Project Resistance. People were really bad about that.
So that's the long convoluted thing on why I said I'd put Resident Evil 3 near 7 in score. Honestly, I think I'd put both of them like 7.5. Not low, but not high. I was gonna say 7, but
I really just
7.
I really just don't like Resident Evil 3. It's just something. It's just the game itself. It's not.
Yeah, most people had problems with like the way Resident Evil 3 was, like especially when it first came out, because it's just like it was clunkier and it was buggier.
Yeah,
than
it's definitely not. It's not the story.
1 and 2.
It's just the
1 and 2 were out, right? It was all fine. Then 3 Nemesis came out.
Yeah, because it's definitely not the story. It's
people
just
had
the
problems
game.
with like bugs and the way that it was, and then the way the
Can't lose you.
thing is, they liked the story, but like there's a lot of things with it that was just like whatever.
So I kind of like that I finally got those shoes. I can run. Like I can move a lot faster.
And
almost like I'm playing 3.
honestly, thinking back at Revelations 1 and 2, I don't know if I would give them I think I'd put them around 7.5 as well. So I'd put 7 and 3 as a 7, I guess, and then Revelations 1 and 2 is like 7.5 because I think I enjoyed them more than those two.
Where are you guys going? Where
Are they going the wrong way?
They're going to the stupid monster. Hold on a second. You guys are gonna go to the monsters that eat you? Fine, okay.
4 and 2 remake, I think I'd put at 9.
They're a high number, but
yeah, somewhere close to 9. And then Resident Evil 5 would probably be like between 7.5 and an 8. Because I can see why people don't like it, but at the same time I see why people like it because Resident Evil 5.
Oh, okay.
I think I'll have it like at an 8. Just, yeah.
Man, this one is... I don't like this
because
level
I know for like a long time it's kind of come off like I absolutely hate 7. I don't hate it. I just don't like some of the things that
what they did with it.
Like what they did with it, kind of what it stands for. Because like then a lot of people are like, this is what Resident Evil should be for the future. It's just like
But if they keep
doing that, they're gonna like. because there's a good portion of fans that.
See, if we can
Because
find...
I do like Resident Evil as a horror, because that's why I liked Resident Evil 2 Remake, because it kind of went back to the horror as well. I got the conserve, I got jump scared.
I like Resident Evil as a horror.
As a horror. Yeah, that's the thing with horror and horror, is that they
waiting for Resident Evil.
And when you're in a normal conversation, it can sound like you're saying horror instead of horror. Like, I like the horror genre. Did you just say horror? No, I said horror. Well, when you said it, sure didn't sound like it.
I've been waiting for Resident Evil to turn into a horror.
No, but yeah, anyway, like, that's why I enjoyed Resident Evil 2, is because, like, and that, I think that's why, like, Resident Evil 6, like, even though I said I liked it, I guess I was just fooling myself.
There are some things that are very redeemable about 6.
Because
I like it.
I got excited for 6, and it was so hyped up, and when I played it, I liked it. But then playing it again with you, and then like really think about it, it's like I can see why people don't like it, and we both at parts were like, this is bullshit. Like, this is annoying.
There's some horrible things.
I didn't like the bike mechanics either. Like when they forced making you drive motorcycles and cars with like. That was mostly Jake's campaign.
Yeah, Jake's campaign.
And in Chris, they made you drive that Jeep, remember? And then like.
But the Jeep wasn't too bad.
But Resident Evil 5 has driving too, remember? The El Gigante one.
Yeah,
where
but you didn't drive though.
I don't know what the El Gigante is called in 5. It's called something else.
You didn't drive.
I always called him the El Gigante because Resident Evil 4 is what brought the El Gigante. And then Resident Evil 5 just reused the El Gigante because Ouroboros was made from Las Plagas.
Oh, an onion replica.
Yeah.
I get it. Too bad.
So, my over-explained, sidetracked, it took so long to explain 7 and 3 that now it's been like 4 episodes of this, or 5 episodes.
Probably been a quiet bit of episodes.
And it's like they're still talking about this. It's like, well, I had to explain things, then when I was explaining things, then we talked about other games and got sidetracked, then came back, re-explained, got sidetracked. Finally got back to the point of like
55.
There's reasons why a lot of fans don't like 7. It's because like then they got concerned that like, wait, this is gonna be what Resident Evil is, and then it's just like, if this is what gonna be Resident Evil for the future, then I'm not sure if I'm gonna buy Resident Evil anymore. Because it's just like if they took like a friend. It's like what they did with Paper Mario, like with the Mario Story.
What I've been waiting for?
You know, because in Japan it was called Mario Story. The first 2 Paper Marios were a certain way.
If only we
they were good. They had storytelling. They had it was hard but easy, you know. But then after with Super Paper Mario, it's really changed what Paper Mario was. But then after that, Sticker Star and whatnot, it just wasn't really. It wasn't what Paper Mario was.
You see what people.
But then when we found out that
shit, they're going.
You know, and then when we found out that the first 2, Paper Mario, and Paper Mario 1000 Year Door were called Mario Story in Japan, it's just like, oh, so Paper Mario was always different than Mario Story.
Yeah.
See, I really don't like the new Paper Marios. It's hard for me.
Oh, whoa! How do you get over here?
He's stomping on your Pikmin.
He's not killing them.
I know, but he's just off. I got Pikmin up my butt. Anyways,
as long as he doesn't turn into that. Move! No, not him. Shit. He's gonna kill me. Okay, I really have to figure out something.
How to get them away.
Kill him. Ooh. You killed some. You killed one.
One Pikmin is better than like 10 Pikmin.
Okay. So, I'm gonna run out of time here, but it's okay.
No, but yeah, so it's hard to get your thoughts together before doing this, because like a lot of times with these things, you're trying to think of a way to explain to the other person like why you don't or do like something, and explain your case. And so like a lot of times it'll take longer to explain something than like if you already had it thought out.
I would say Call of Juarez, the last one, was nothing like the first 2. You know, I mean, they did go to the future, but that didn't bother me. What it was more of.
I think there's a few games that Max played that like he kind of had the same thing, where like he liked a game, that the next game was different from the first one, so he didn't like it.
I wonder which one that was.
I think there's a few things. I think there's a few things where he kind of like talked about that, where it's like.
Oh, Fable. Yeah, that's.
And then and then when with Link's Awakening was talking about like they should. Oh wait.
Louie, are you eating well? When you were a boy, you were quite. Oh, I guess I'm your mom. When you were a boy, you were quite skinny.
Yeah.
So I made you clean your plate. Be sure to cook suspicious food before eating it, because it might have diarrhea on it.
But
No, but yeah,
I mean, there's not many Devil May Cries that are actually like that. The second one people didn't like. I don't know why they didn't like the second one. I didn't like the second one because it just wasn't
going
fun.
back to another point where I was talking about like that's probably why they made the 2 remake from 7.
Mm-hmm.
Going back to what the other thing I was talking about, like why after 7, like when it split the community, because it honestly it really did. Because there's half the people were like, this isn't Resident Evil, and I was on that side, and then there's